Hi everybody, welcome to Yoga Advent. This is our day one, our intro into these 25 days of yoga together. And this practice today is all about the breath, breathing in December. So we're going to focus on the breath, harnessing the power of the breath, the greatest tool we have, constantly flowing, taking us from one moment to the next. So we're going to really focus on that today. Focus on being with the breath. So get into something nice and comfy, roll out your mat, and let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start in a comfortable seat today, whether that be with the legs crossed or maybe extended out in front of you. Okay, and just taking a moment to close the eyes here. Taking a breath, and just arriving into the practice, arriving onto the mat, letting the shoulders relax down away from the ears, letting the muscles of the face relax. Sitting up nice and tall, grounding down through the sit bones. Feeling nice and relaxed here. Also feeling alert and ready for today's practice. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. And a long exhale out through the nose or the mouth, whichever feels better. Doing a couple more like that. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Starting to flutter the eyelids open now if the eyes aren't open already. And then just slowly starting to draw the chin down into the chest. Feeling a lengthening in the back of the neck here. Letting the shoulders drop down away from the ears, creating some space here. And then rolling the head one way, all the way around in a complete circle. Just taking it nice and slowly. And then taking it over the other way. Until you come all the way back to where we started. Gaze down, chin into the chest. And then drawing a straight line with the nose, coming back up into center here. Perfect. Turning the palms facing up, letting the shoulders relax. And the whole body relax. Just letting go of any tension here. And we're just going to take a couple more breaths here. And this might be a little bit challenging, just sitting here in stillness, sitting here with the breath. But stick with it. Harnessing and cultivating our practice here. Being with the breath. Creating that relationship with the breath. That lifelong conversation between the mind and the body. Connected by the breath. Taking one more breath here, breathing in and out. Beautiful, turning the palms back over. And then on the next in-breath, we're going to lift both arms, reaching up and overhead. And then as we exhale, turning the palms out and bringing the arms all the way back down. We're just going to do a few like this. So on the inhale, sweeping the arms up. And on the exhale, letting the arms float back down. Breathing in. And releasing the breath out. If you're new to the practice, maybe you're feeling this in the arms already. Or even if you're not new to the practice, I'm actually feeling this in my arms. With control, bringing the arms down. One more, inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, float the arms down. This time, bring the fingertips in contact with the mat here. We're going to turn the right palm up and reach over, bending in that left elbow for a nice side body stretch here. Okay, maybe you're on the fingertips, maybe you're down on the palm here. If you've got a block at home, you can bring that block in under the hand, maybe coming down onto the forearm here. If you don't have a block, that's completely fine. Absolutely not essential here. Okay, keeping those sit bones glued to the mat here as we reach, feeling that nice stretch up the side body. Okay, just taking one more breath here. Deep breath in. And exhale to take it over to the other side. Just breathing in here. Taking one more full breath, breathing all the way down the body. And then exhale to bring it back to center. Great job. From here, we're going to take it over, coming into a tabletop. Okay, so stacking the joints, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, drawing the belly in, creating a nice straight line from the top of the head all the way down to the tailbone. Okay, taking a moment to drop down into the foundations of this pose. Okay, so spreading the fingers out wide, grounding down through the hands, through all of the fingers, through the tops of the feet as well. Drawing that lower belly in. On the next in-breath, we're going to drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the chin. And on the exhale, round the spine, bringing the gaze in towards the navel. And this is our cat and cow here. So moving through this cat and cow at your own pace, in a line to your own breath. So again, just creating that conversation between the mind and the body, creating that relationship with the breath as we inhale and exhale. And feel free to add in any additional movement here as well, maybe drawing circles with the hips as you move through your cat and cow, maybe rolling the shoulders. Okay, just keeping that flowing. Wherever you are, taking one more full cycle of breath. And then meeting back in that flat back tabletop. Okay, from here, tucking the toes, we're going to lift the knees up off the mat just for a second, engaging the core, waking up the arms here, and then scooping the tailbone back and up, hips lifting high to the sky into our downward facing dog. And you can keep a generous bend in the knees here, keep the heels lifted up off the ground if that feels good, and just pedaling out the feet. Maybe pulsing the chest in towards the legs. Just taking a moment to ground in here, taking a breath. And then slowly we're going to start to walk the feet all the way up to the top edge of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Maybe you want to heel toe the feet out slightly, so we're about hip width apart. Just creating a nice balanced, nice stable forward fold here. Again, you can have a generous bend in the knees here. And just letting everything hang down. Beautiful. Bringing a little bend into the knees if you haven't already. And then starting to round the spine. We're going to roll all the way up to our mountain pose. Okay, just taking your time with this. The head is going to be the last thing to lift up. Gaze forwards. Opening the palms out to the front edge of the mat. Taking a breath as the shoulders drop down, dropping the awareness down through the feet into the earth. Breathing in and out. Awesome. On the next breath in, lifting the arms up, reaching up, maybe lifting the chin slightly here, feeling that lengthening all the way up the spine. And then on the exhale, hinging at the hips, we're going to return to that forward fold. This time planting the fingertips or the palms. We're going to ground down through the right foot, send the left toes back, and then drop the knee into our low lunge here. Okay, squeezing those shoulders back, lifting the chest. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Beautiful. Stacking that front ankle underneath the knee, drawing the belly in and letting the shoulders soften down the back. Taking a breath in. And then we're going to exhale to twist in towards that right knee. Okay, bringing the arms out wide from the top edge of the mat all the way to the back edge of the mat. Just taking a breath here. And then sweeping the arm down and up. Bringing both the fingers reaching to the sky. And then exhale, dropping the hands down to frame that front foot. Tucking the back toes, lifting the knee. We're going to step it back into our plank pose here. And we can drop the knees for this. Okay, squeezing the elbows into the ribs. We're going to lower down to the belly, bring the hips to the mat here, and take a breath in to lift the heart, lift the chest to our baby cobra pose. Exhale to drop the chest, tuck the toes, and we're going to push up and back, coming back to our downward facing dog. Okay, maybe pedaling out the feet here, just taking a breath. And then walking the feet up to the top edge of the mat. Again to our forward fold, letting everything hang here just for a moment. And then slowly, slowly rounding the spine. Rolling all the way up to our mountain pose. Palms open up, shoulders relax. Maybe bringing a little smile onto the face here. As we inhale in, lift the arms. Exhale out, forward fold. Okay, this time taking it over onto the other side. So grounding down through the left foot, stepping the right toes back this time. Bending through the front knee, dropping that back knee and untucking the toes as we lift the chest, shimmying the shoulders back. And then inhale in to sweep the arms up into our low lunge here. And the shoulders soften down the back. Taking a big breath in. And then exhale to open out in towards that left leg. Same as the other side. Fingers to the top edge of the mat, fingers to the back edge of the mat. Just taking one breath in this twist here. And then sweeping that left arm down and up. Back into our arms lifted here. And then exhale to drop the hands down. Framing that front foot. Tucking the back toes, lifting the knee. And stepping it back again to our plank. And again, you can have the knees drop down to the mat here. Squeeze the elbows in as we lower down to the belly, to the chest. And then inhale to lift the chest, baby cobra. Exhale to drop it back down, tucking the toes and pushing up and back into our downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet, and taking a breath. And then from here, dropping the knees down to the mat. We're going to take a child's pose. So you can keep the knees in together. You can bring the arms down by the sides. Or you can bring the knees out as wide as the mat, bringing the toes into a point And extending the arms forward. Letting the forehead and the heart melt down here. Noticing the breath in the body here. Checking in with any sensations in the body. Checking in with the mind as well, any thoughts that are popping up. Noticing the quality of the thoughts here. Without any judgment, just noticing. And lovingly bringing the awareness back into the breath. As we just stay here for a moment more. Beautiful. And then slowly starting to ease out of this child's pose. Okay, very briefly, coming back to our tabletop. And then from here, we're going to shift over. We're going to come to lie down flat on the back here. Okay, setting up for our Shavasana of this practice now. So put on any cozy socks, grab yourself a blanket, a pillow, anything you might want here to support your relaxation. And then laying down flat on the back. If it's not comfortable for you laying down this way, you can bend the knees here, maybe lay on the side. Okay, this is your practice, so doing what feels right and feels good for you. And then just letting the eyes close, letting the feet fall apart, the palms open. As you feel the limbs starting to become heavy, feeling the whole body relaxing, melting down to the mat. A couple of deep breaths here. And then staying here for as long as you like. Thank you everybody so much for joining me here for this practice today. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for day 2. Namaste.